In this exercise, we will use again the form component because we want to implement the register form. So first, in the register.html file, we will do the same as the previous exercise. We will define a form component, tform form. We'll give to it an ID and some HTML attributes. Inside this form, we will use other tapestry components, a text field, which will be mapped to a login attribute, password field, which will be mapped to a password attribute, a text field for the email, a text field for the age, and finally a checkbox for the admin attribute. We will use also an errors component if we want to display the errors returned by the form, and a submit button. That's all. Okay. In the Java, we have also annotated the form component with the @component annotation. We have annotated the activate manager with the activate event because we want to execute this method during the activate event. And we had some validate mechanisms to our attribute. So on the setter of each attribute, we annotate the method with the add_validate annotation with a list of validators. So required, we can put also a regex. So if the email does not match the pattern, the form will return an error. Min length, we can check the length of a string. And finally, we can implement a validate form method and a success method. So in the validate form, we'll check if the user does not already exist in our database, for example. So we annotate the verify if user already exists method with the onEvent annotation. And in this method, we will just get a user with the same login as the login entered by the user. And if we found a user, we record an error with the record error method. And finally, in the success method, we will be able to store our new user in our database. So we will create a new user object and we set all the attributes, so login, password, email, age, and admin. And we will be able to add this user to our manager by using the add user method. So if we check our form with our browser, we have this form with 5 inputs. So if we enter a user which already exists, so for example tapestry, password, the age, okay, tapestry will return an error message. Okay, now we can have a look to the client validation. So if, for example, I do not fill an input which is required, tapestry will display this kind of message, for example here or there. We can test now the regex validators. So if we give a wrong email, tapestry again will display an error message. And if I give a good email, it's okay, our input is correct. So I can fill now everything. And tapestry redirect me to the main page of the application.